I want to use Rachel Maddow's response to MSNBC's cancellation of Joy Reid to talk about the differences between being an ally and being an accomplice, and why allyship is often performative and problematic. During her show, Maddow talked about how hard it is for her to take Reid leaving the network. She says that she has the utmost respect and affection for Reid, that she loves her, that she's learned so much from her, and she doesn't want to lose her as a colleague, and that while it is not her call, she thinks that MSNBC is making a bad mistake. Maddow goes on to talk about how unnerving it is that MSNBC is removing its two non-white primetime anchors, Reid and Fang, and how it feels worse than bad. Now, using words to speak up can be a powerful catalyst for action and change, but those words have to be chosen carefully to inform and motivate action and change, whereas Maddow centered and sat in her feelings about the situation, which enables other people to do the same. Notice how Maddow doesn't talk about the actual impact of MSNBC's decisions on Reid. Rather, she talks about Reid's value to her and how she doesn't want to lose that value in a colleague. And she doesn't talk about how MSNBC's removal of its global majority primetime anchors is not only harmful to Reid and Fang as individuals, but also to their communities. Rather, she talks about how unnerving it is to her, and how it feels worse than bad to her. And while she does call MSNBC's actions indefensible, she doesn't leverage her privilege to spell out that the only reason why she is still in front of a camera is because she is white. Rather, she wants us to know that it is not her call. And this perpetuates the pattern of performative allyship and the pattern of, gosh gee, I'll be sure to let everybody know how bad I feel about your situation and how wrong I think it is, but it's outside of my control and there's nothing I can do. Now, I know there are people who are watching this and wondering, what do I expect Rachel Maddow to do? Am I saying that she should resign as a show of solidarity, and is that a reasonable expectation to hold? And it's not for me to say what she should do. However, an accomplice would resign. Not as a show of sacrifice for others, not to stand in solidarity with others. An accomplice would resign because it is what is right for them. An accomplice is somebody who is willing to be uncomfortable, to put in the work to effect necessary change. They fight the fight as their own because they recognize that our struggles for freedom are all connected. So an accomplice would resign because they would refuse to continue contributing to an organization that is upholding oppressive systems, because that is what is right for them. Whereas an ally is somebody who views themselves as supporting the causes of others as long as it is comfortable for them. And where it comes to experiencing discomfort in that support, they will choose to separate themselves, and they will fall back on their privilege to shield themselves from the discomfort that they are aware is being forced upon others. And in case you're having a hard time understanding why allyship is problematic, because after all, isn't it better to say something than to stay silent? Notice how people who might be looking for information about what happened to Joy Reid will now have to wade through articles centering Rachel Maddow, rather than learning about the actual impact on Reid and its greater implications for her community.